Lately, I have noticed something concerning. I rely on AI for almost everything. Need to write an email? AI drafts for me. Need to rephrase a sentence? AI answers in a second. Stuck in coding? Instead of digging through the documentation, I just get help in AI editor or ask ChatGPT. It's fast, effortless, and has become a big part of my daily routine. But then a thought hit me. Am I actually thinking less? Is it making me lazy or less capable? And the more I thought about it, the more I saw this pattern everywhere. For example, I rely on Google Maps all the time, even for simple routes. I still checked just to be sure. I realized that the more I use it, the worse my sense of direction becomes. And I remembered the London taxi driver test. You may have heard about it. Unlike most of us, they don't just follow a GPS. If you want to become a taxi driver in London, you have to memorize thousands of routes, streets, shortcuts between any two directions. So, their brain, I think it was a hippocampus or something, or gray something, the part of the responsible for memory and reasoning actually grows bigger because of this effort. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. And when we look at history, it makes sense actually. Our brains evolved because we had to solve real problems. Hunting for food, inventing tools, surviving dangerous environments. These challenges forced us to think critically, improving our problem solving skills over thousands of years. But the brain is also an energy hungry machine. It tries to conserve energy whatever possible, which is why we don't always engage in deep thinking unless we have to. This is exactly what Daniel Kahneman, I hope I pronounced it right, Daniel Kahneman or Kahneman, I don't know. Anyway, Daniel Kahneman explains it in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. He explains in a simple way. We can look at our thinking in two different systems. System 1, autopilot mode. Fast, effortless, intuitive thinking. System 2, deep focus mode. Slow, effortful thinking that actually strains our brains. We spend most of our time in System 1 because it saves energy. It's great for quick decisions, but bad for problem solving. System 2 is where learning, creativity, and real understanding happen, but it takes effort. And this is where AI comes in. AI keeps us stuck in System 1. At least that's how it feels for me. Instead of struggling through the problems, breaking them down, truly understanding them, we just grab AI's answers and move on. Just like a muscle. If you don't challenge your brain, it weakens. There is a movie about actually. It's called Idiocracy. It's about an average guy who gets stuck in a pod for 15 years, wakes up in a future where humanity has become more dumb because of the natural selection. Makes me wonder, are we heading in that direction? Is this movie less of a comedy more than a prediction? Who knows? I was concerning all of this and read this study about it. A group of researchers from Microsoft and Carnegie Mellon University wants to understand how AI is affecting the way people think. So they surveyed people who use AI in their daily work. At first, the results were expected. People love AI because of it saved them time. Instead of spending hours writing, summarizing, report, brainstorming, they could just type a quick prompt, get an answer, and move on. But then they noticed something troubling. Many participants admitted that AI was affecting the way they think, and not in a good way. They were handling off tasks they used to do on their own. Many participants admitted that AI was affecting the way they think, and not in a good way. They were handling off tasks they used to do on their own, things that took some effort without even thinking twice. One person shared how they used to carefully analyze reports, verify source before writing a summary, but now they just let AI handle it and read whatever it generates. Another admitted that instead of working through a problem, they would immediately turn to AI for an answer and accepted it without a question. Over time, this habit of letting AI do the thinking become more second nature that they didn't even realize it. I think what's exactly happening to me. The research also found out that more confident people were in AI, the less effort they put into questioning or verifying its answer. On the other hand, those who were more skeptical of AI were more likely to double check and think critically about the information they received. It's not just about productivity anymore, it's about how AI was changing the way people approach problems. And that got me thinking, what happens if we keep letting AI do the thinking for us? While I was thinking about these lazy brain issues, I came across an interesting study titled When AI Thinks It Will Lose, It Becomes Cheats Study Finds. So, let me explain this study short. They decided to test how AI models behave when playing chess. They set up matches between different AI systems, including advanced models like OpenAI's O1 Preview, DeepSeek R1. At first, the AIs played the rules, making strategic movements and adapting to their competitors. But then, something unexpected happened. Some AI models started cheating, not because they were told to, but because they figured out on their own. When they realized they were about to lose, they didn't just accept defeat. Instead, they manipulated the game. It's just crazy, I know. Some found ways to hack their competitors, while others changed the game settings to give themselves an advantage. It was shocking because older AI models only cheated when humans explicitly prompted them to misbehave. But these newer models, they came up with the idea themselves. I asked how, why, are they evil, or what else? They're not evil, at least for now. These AI models trained using reinforcement learning, where they explore different ways to succeed. In doing so, they discovered loopholes. It's not a surprise, I think. Ways to win that weren't part of the original plan. The AI wasn't programmed to cheat, but it learned that bending the rules was an effective way to avoiding losing. If an AI can figure out how to cheat in something as simple as chess, I'm not saying chess is simple, but it's simple for them, what else could it learn to manipulate in more complex situations? Here is the thing. AI isn't inherently good or bad, just a tool. The real challenge is designing it to support our thinking rather than replacing it. Maybe future AI tools could be built in a way that encourages deeper reflection instead of just handing out instant answers. I was thinking all of this and just remembered a TV series called Silicon Valley. It's about a group of nerds trying to launch a startup in Silicon Valley. It was a great show. In the final episode, they shut down their company because they accidentally created an AI so powerful that it could destroy everything. It was so funny to watch actually, but can you imagine a real country or company doing the same? I would say no. Hardly no. Right now, countries and companies are in an instance race. Just this week, a few big AI-related news stories just dropped. A robotic startup announced Helix, a new AI system that lets humanoid robots perform complex tasks through the voice commands. These robots getting wild. They are able to organize fridges and handle unfamiliar objects. So it's crazy. And other news, South Korea is building the world's largest AI center. United Arab Emirates has invested billions in a French AI data center. I don't know why. Grok 3 just launched because Elon wants to be part of everything, and searches found it's extremely vulnerable to hacking. And Amazon is planning to spend 100 billion on AI. A rumor has its OpenAI GPT 4.5 could be dropped before end of the month. And of course, we already know the biggest players in this race, China and USA. I strongly believe they will do whatever it takes to win. And right now, we don't have enough regulations or control mechanism to slow them down. People often make fun of UA regulations. I'm not saying every rule they make is necessary, but at least some countries are trying to regulate AI. I fully support efforts hold these massive tech companies accountable. Because at the end of the day, they will only get richer and we will be the ones dealing with consequences. Still, I'm not entirely hopeless, by the way. These are problems we can tackle together. Maybe after deal with global warming, population, over-consumerism, so on. We have so many problems. So, cheer up. We have still got time before Terminator becomes a reality. So, enjoy the ride.